Shiba Inu has just been subjected to a situation that is nothing short of wild. A Shiba Inu exchange traded fund were just being divulged by the inventors of the Shiba Inu breed. Are you able to believe it? I'm experiencing a surge of optimism and excitement as a result of the news, and I can't wait to discuss the specifics with you. No time to waste. Let's get right down to the meat of this exciting news, shall we? I hereby defer. First things first, however, let's get to the very beginning of the story before we move on to that. Exchange-traded funds, FTFs for cryptocurrencies, have become a topic of discussion in recent times, particularly after the recent approval of Bitcoin ETFs. Let's take a look at the past to see why this is such a significant event. People like the Winklevoss brothers and Grayscale made early attempts to have Bitcoin exchange-traded funds at first approved, but their efforts were unsuccessful. But then in June, BlackRock, a significant player in the financial industry, launched an exchange-traded fund for Bitcoin. A ripple effect was generated by this move, which resulted in other major financial institutions such as VanEck and Fidelity entering the market. At that point in time, the stakes were in the trillions of dollars of the United States. The approval of these exchange-traded funds of Bitcoin is a significant turning point, demonstrating that traditional financial institutions are beginning to accept cryptocurrency more and more. In addition, something of tremendous importance occurred just today. One of the topics that was discussed in the most recent issue of the Shiba Inu magazine was the possibility of establishing a Shiba Inu exchange traded fund ETF over time. This publication has developed into a focal point for conversations among the Shiba Inu community. As you may recall, the developers of Shiba Inu provide weekly updates to the community through the publication of a publication known as a Shiba Inu magazine. This publication contains a listing of all the updates and developments that have taken place over the course of the previous week. A provocative question was featured on the cover page of the most recent issue of Shiba Inu magazine, and it drew the attention of virtually everyone. As soon as Shiba ETF, it is a very outlandish concept and the community is rife with excitement about it. Could this be a sign that an exchange-traded fund ETF based on Shiba Inu is now in the works? When it comes to this issue, the enthusiasm and interest that surround it are very noticeable. But here's something very vital we should comprehend. First off, Shiba Inu, like Bitcoin, has a finite supply. This means there's only a set amount of Shiba Inu coins available, producing a sense of scarcity, where if a Shiba Inu ETF gets approved, it might open the door for traditional finance investors to invest in Shiba Inu. To comprehend the potential impact of a Shiba Inu Etf, let's analyze the scope of the Bitcoin market compared to traditional finance. The crypto sector, while growing rapidly, is still relatively tiny in terms of adoption and user base when compared to traditional banking. In the traditional finance sphere, millions, if not billions of people globe are actively engaged in numerous financial products, from stocks and bonds to mutual funds and retirement accounts. The infrastructure and accessibility of traditional financial products have been built for decades, making them easily available to a broad customer base. Let's move our attention to the cryptocurrency industry. However, despite the fact that it has experienced substantial development, the user base is somewhat narrower. Just a small percentage of the world's population is currently actively participating in the use of cryptocurrencies, which are still in the early stages of general adoption. This delayed speed of adoption can be attributed to a number of factors, including legislative concerns, technical complexity, and a learning curve for newcomers. If a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund or coin is given the green light, it has the potential to act as a link between the relatively small cryptocurrency market and the enormous user base of traditional finance. With the introduction of this exchange-traded fund of billions of people all over the world who are already familiar with traditional financial products but may not have ventured into the cryptocurrency arena would have access to new opportunities. Because of its well-known structure, an exchange-traded fund is more easily accessible to a wider audience. Investors who may have been apprehensive or found the cryptocurrency market daunting presently have the opportunity to investigate Shiba Inu as a potential addition to their investment portfolio through a channel that is both familiar and controlled. This infusion of new participants from the traditional banking sphere has the potential to greatly extend Shiba Inu's user base and contribute to the overall adoption of the platform from a broader perspective. At this point, things start to take an unusual turn. It is possible that a rise in the number of Shiba Inus will result from the anticipated entrance of new investors. The fundamentals of economics tell us that there is a possibility that the price will increase because there is a limited supply and the demand is expanding. When other cryptocurrencies became more accessible through investment products, we witnessed similar patterns emerge. These dynamics have been observed in other cryptocurrencies. Furthermore, the approval of a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund Etf would most likely lend the project a greater sense of credibility. The concept of a meme coin is no longer the only thing concerned. And all that matters is that you are acknowledged as a valid digital asset that possesses value and utility in the actual world. There is a possibility that this shift in attitude will attract even more interest from ordinary investors as well as institutional investors. The Shiba Inu community, the question of when Shiba Etf will be released has been consistently circulating on various social media sites, reflecting the community's inherent interest and expectation. This question, which is frequently asked by enthusiasts on a variety of online forums, is an example of the community's interest in the possibility of the creation of a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund Etf and the possible influence that it could have. A question that some people could raise is who would even apply for a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund in the first place? Think about this. Large financial institutions, businesses that handle a significant amount of money, and even enterprises that deal especially with cryptocurrency related matters are all examples of potential investors. How come? To put it simply, these businesses are all about those fees, in addition to the fact that they want to get in on the cryptocurrency fund, you know, the money that they make from investments and trades that people make. If they observe that others are showing a lot of interest in Shiba Inus, then it is rather obvious to them that they should do the same. It's possible that they'll think, hey, people want this, let's make an effort to create a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund. It's similar to entering a market where they are aware there is demand for their product. When we talk about demand, did you know that there are more than 1.3 million Shiba Inus being owned all over the world? That is a large group of individuals that are already interested in it. Therefore, when these major companies in the financial industry observe that level of interest, makes the concept of a Shiba Inu exchange-traded fund even more appealing to them. At this point, it seems as though they are arguing that why not give the people what they want? Technology and the crypto jargon are not the only things that matter. It's about people noticing something that they like and those large companies responding. All right, let's make it happen. This situation is somewhat akin to a dance between what people want and what these wealthy individuals are able to provide. And in the midst of it all, you have this suggestion making that makes ripples on social media, which is the beating center of the Shiba Inu community. On the other hand, the vast majority of Shiba Inu investors are primarily concerned with the impact that Shiba Inu Etf will have on the price of